So good morning, lovely yogis. Lovely to join you on the mat, especially today is International Day of Yoga. So we will celebrate the practice that we have done for however many years or months, and how blessed we are to have this lovely practice in our lives, because it is so much more than just movements on the mat and a little bit of stretching exercise. There's so much more to it. In terms of its mindfulness, it's how you go about the rest of your day and your life with the energy of yoga within you. So we'll just take a few moments to settle, either lying down or seated, and just taking a few breaths. And a moment to ground. Send your energies down through your tailbone, or the soles of your feet, or through the back of your body. And just feel completely in touch with the earth. Check through the chakras. We'll start at root, linked with earth. So knowing or just considering how you're feeling around the base of the spine, pelvis, all the way down our legs to our feet. And then sacral, above, below the navel, so lower belly, lower back. Are we going with the flow in life? Solar plexus, just noticing how we feel above our navel, our confidence today, our self-worth. Heart center and the Hatha. That lovely green and pink around this area that links with our arms all the way down to our hands as well. Because the heart is how we share love. The hands are what give hugs. And in throat, how we communicate. Third eye and crown, our upper centers. So what would be your intention for today? It's a beautiful, beautiful day. The sky is clear blue and it's lovely and warm. That always lifts our spirits. Just thinking of maybe someone else that maybe need a little lift that you know around you, and just send out some love. What I like to do is to imagine the person and just surround them in pure white light. Because when we give light, or we offer that kind of idea of providing light around what is their darkness, what is their trauma or their struggle at the moment, it can dispel that darkness. Because when we bring light to any darkness, it disappears, it disperses, there's no darkness anymore. Which is a lovely kind of thing to remember with life. So we're going to come into our stretches. If you're already lying down, great. Otherwise, if you're seated, just gently come into a lying position. We'll start with our gentle stretches. So when you're ready, on your next inhale, take your right arm up and over. Gentle movement, just observing how your body moves. We do this all the time, and it's that opportunity to check in with how different things feel. So lift the toes on the right foot, flex the foot, and start to lower through the leg, push into the heel, and reaching up with the hand. Lovely stretch through this side of the body, Pingala. And then point the toes. Notice how that feels on the top of the leg. And then exhale, arm just floats down gently. Palms up for a moment. And then left side, inhale, arm over. Same again, toes lifted, flexed foot, pushing into the heel. Lovely reach, spread the fingers. Engage through the leg and then point the toes. Exhale down. Observing anything that feels different, better or worse. And then both arms over. And then just enjoy this lovely long stretch where we flex and then point the toes, alternate that movement in the ankle. Reaching, just see if you can lift the shoulders, feel the shoulder blades part away a little bit more. Tuck the chin in, lengthen through the neck. And then exhale, arms down. Take a moment with the feet to the side, palms up. And a deep breath. Maybe sigh on the exhale. And then we'll take the right knee into chest, hands around the shin. Deep breath. Exhale up. And as you do this, notice what's going on in the body. For me, I can feel a little twinge in my lower back, so a pinched nerve, so being gentle today. Inhale, coming down. All these things that happen to us, and I know we all regularly have little things that niggle us. It gives us the opportunity for Satya and Ahimsa. So left knee, deep breath. Exhale up. Holding breath out. And inhale down. And then finally both knees in. Same again, deep breath. Feel the lungs. Let all the breath leave the lungs. And then inhale again, coming down. Gentle rock. So observing anything today and honouring your truth and non-harm with this, non-violence to your body. Have a little roll round. And then we'll come to seated. Oh, it's going to take me a while to move a little bit today. It's funny how these things slow you down a little bit, stop you in your tracks. Maybe that's what it's for. When you get overly busy, your body says, that's it, I'm slowing you down. You have to be more aware. Okay, hands to chin mudra. And just gently close your eyes. Let's just take a moment here before we move the head. As you breathe in through your nose, I'd like you to smile in your face. And then we're going to breathe out through the mouth. And we'll just do this a few times. Breathe in. Smile on your face. Breathe out through the mouth. Relax the face. Once more. You're inviting that breath, that prana in with a lovely smile and a welcome. And lovely exhale. So now we'll take the chin down. And just pause here. When you feel this stretch, is it more on the left or the right? When does it start to ease, keeping the head here? And then chin up. And really enjoy that stretch through the throat. Do you feel it more under the chin or the front of the throat or more down by the neck? And then down again. And once more up. Simple movements, but so much that you can tune into. And then center. Tilt your head right. And how far down this lovely long muscle here do you feel the sensation? And then left. Same again. I often like to be curious as to how far down the shoulder to the tip of the arm I can notice this. And then twist now, gaze over the right shoulder and left. Can you notice this sensation right in the sort of the base of the neck, up near the skull, base of the skull bone? Really lovely to tune into what you're feeling internally. And then come back center. We'll take the head down, and usually whichever way you go first, go the opposite direction. Create a few new neural pathways as we do something slightly different from what we're used to. And the other way. And coming back. Okay, when you're ready, open your eyes, take the hands out in front of you, thumbs in, thumbs out. How do your knuckles feel today? How does it feel to move? Is it easy, or does it take a few movements to then become fluid? And then palms up and down. Does this reach your elbow? And then rotating. Notice if your breath is all in your chest or whether you can bring it to belly. And then palms up. Checking in with the elbows now. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. One more. And then rotating. Shoulders. And what else do you feel here? Just sharing with you today, because I've got a little pinch in the spine, that just doing this, I can feel it down here. And other way. Lovely. Okie dokie. Slip off your cushions, we'll extend the legs out in front. Just do lower body quickly. Walk out the pads of your buttocks so your sit bones connect more. So focusing on toes, opening and closing. And then pointing and flex. Clicky ankles perhaps. One over the other, just rotating gently. Another way. Always have a little bit of awareness about which way your foot moves more fluidly, and then whether the opposite direction takes a little bit more concentration to move. Just the strange things about our body. Right knee, hands under thigh, just checking in with that knee joint. How's it feeling today? Nice and healthy, hopefully. And then hip. Just a few rotations each way. Placing leg down, other side, knee and then hip. And in rotations. Gently bring your feet together. We'll take a little stretch in butterfly. And just pause for a moment. Check in with how it feels around the outer thighs, your hips, sides of your waist even. This is quite a lovely one for liver, kidney and your gallbladder if you feel it most on the outside of your body. Take a few breaths. Let's just see if we can relax the head and feel that stretch through the back of our body. Tune into a few belly breaths. And then we'll lift up. Okay, we're going to come onto all fours to start with, just to warm up the spine. Cat-cow. Moving gently if you need to. Being very mindful. So just bringing your hands under shoulders, knees are under your hips. Feeling the tops of your feet connect to your mat. Neutral spine. Checking in with the flow of breath. And then as we exhale, we'll arch up. Let the head hang. And then on the inhale, belly drops. And only doing as much as you can with this pose today. Being very gentle and mindful of certain parts of the spine that move more easily than others. We are such magnificent beings that when things go a little bit out of balance in our body, physically or mentally or emotionally, it really sort of slows us down and makes us a lot more aware. And then gently just start to go into wild cat-cow, where we kind of rotate in a figure of 8. Moving the hips around, moving the shoulders around, still coming up and down. Just let this be a nice organic kind of movement to your body. Enjoy what feels good. And then rotating in the other way, if you can just rotate the hips round and the body, feeling a lovely little side stretch. Just gently, still warming up. Okay, coming to stillness, we're just going to come back, take the knees wide and drop your forehead down. Make sure your toes touch. It's really quite nice when your toes touch. And then bring your first finger to meet the other finger and your thumb to. So you're making like a little diamond shape, and just drop the head down. Balasana, child's pose. And as we rest here, we really enjoy how you can open up through the back ribs and your back body. It's nice to really deeply breathe and feel the muscles around your back too. Okay, just gently lift your head. We're going to come into a little upper body twist here. So take your left arm underneath your right, underneath the right armpit. You can turn the head to the side and look towards your hand. Just do this as much or as little as is comfortable for you. Take a few deep breaths and then we'll swap sides. Right arm underneath the left. And again, if you're dealing with anything through the body, be very gentle. You might find one side's easier than the other. Okay, gently coming back. And we'll walk our hands back to the body. Bring the knees in. Nice to sit in Thunderbolt. Turn the toes under. Have a lovely stretch through the plantar of our feet, and we'll turn our hands the fingers towards our toes. So we can just pause here, take a breath, and enjoy a lovely stimulation through the inside of our arms. These are the yin channels of the arms, so the heart and the small intestine. The heart and the lungs. The intestines are the yang channels on the outer part of the arm. Okay, bring the hands back round. We're going to come up to standing. So we'll try tree pose today. And quite curious as to how this will feel myself, knowing there's an imbalance one side. So opening arms, let's come into Tadasana. Have a moment just to gaze at a point in front of you, drishti, what we call that point of concentration. Lift the arches of your feet. Have a lovely lift through your body. Quite often we stand a little bit slumped, so draw the shoulders back, tailbone under, and just enjoy that lovely posture. And so right leg is the one we're going to take the weight into, lifting left foot. So if you just feel like you need to bring the heel to the ankle, that's fine. Or below or above your knee, wherever you're feeling sort of confident today to come into this balance. And then gazing at drishti. See if you can now bring your awareness to your breath. And how balanced do you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally? Lovely. And release. Other side, planting your foot down, real awareness, spreading the toes, and then a lovely lift to your body. Ooh. Start that one again. This is always my more wobbly side, and you can tell that I'm out of balance today because it is literally showing through my posture. So, focusing, gazing on drishti. Belly breaths. And how strong do you feel this side? Sometimes you'll come into this pose and you could stay like here for many minutes. Other times it's a real juggle underneath that foot, balancing. Lovely. And release. Give your legs a little shake if you need to. Feeling that perhaps around the knees or the calf muscles where we've held that position. Okay, we're going to come into a swan dive and just do this really gently. Inhale up and slowly exhale down. If you need to bend your knees very generously, then please do. And this is just a lovely way to stretch through the back of the body. So in whatever way you need to come down, I'm just bringing my hands to the mat and bending knees very generously here. And taking some deep breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll roll up. Coming up really slowly. Right. We'll do Trikonasana and warrior poses. Lovely grounding poses, working with root chakra and solar plexus as well. So just start with the feet about a leg length apart. Raising arms. Activate your biceps by rolling the whole arm over and then just your wrists round, and you'll feel active through the tops of your arms. Okay, hands to hips. Turn in the toes of your left foot and then turn out the toes of your right foot. And then wherever your elbows are pointing, just sort of swing them back into alignment with your body, lifting that right arm and then gently coming down into Trikonasana. Again, listen to your body. If you've got any issues with your back, do it slowly. Raising left arm up, looking up to the ceiling if you can. Take a few deep breaths here. When you're ready, we're going to just come up, bending into that front knee. We're going to separate the feet a little bit more, just so that we can have more space as we bend into Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So your right knee is bent, it's over the ankle. When you look down, you should be able to see your big toe, but not your little toes, if everything's in a nice alignment. So a lovely strong pose here. How do you feel through your shoulders and arms? Back legs lovely and engaged, not floppy. Okay, and then Parsvakonasana, the side lunge. So elbow to knee or thigh, and then drawing that left arm alongside the ear, gazing up to the ceiling underneath your upper arm and feeling that lovely stretch through the whole side of your body. This is gallbladder channel being stimulated here. Okay, gently come up. We're going to come into Trikonasana on the other side. So straightening the legs, the right foot turns in and your left foot turns out. And we're just going to lower down very gently into this triangle pose. Okay, my one is a bit awkward today. Takes a few goes to get into it. And then when you're ready, we'll come up. Making sure there's enough space between the feet, Warrior 2. Sink into this one a bit more. Grounded feet. And notice when you're in these poses where the weight is in your feet, whether your front foot is all pushed into the ball of the foot and the toes, or whether it's even between the toes and the heels. And your back foot as well, is it all rolled onto the inner part of your foot, or can you tack down that outer part of your foot, of your right foot? Parsvakonasana. Nice deep breaths. Notice if the breath has all gone to the chest. And try and encourage it deep into the belly. Use your diaphragm. Lovely, come up. Forward facing feet. Take your elbows above your head. A deep inhale. And then slowly coming forward as we exhale. Bend your knees if you need to. And take your time coming down. Bring your hands down if you want to, or if you can hold on to your elbows, you can. Really lovely stretch for the back when we always come forwards like this. We'll walk the hands forward now. but only come as far as where your heels want to start lifting off of the mat. So it's like a down dog, but wide legs. And really feeling that lovely stretch through the back of the legs. Again, this is stimulating for your bladder channel, anything through the back and the backs of your legs. And then we'll walk the hands back to the body. Heel toe your feet into centre. Just draw them in, and then we'll roll up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. And coming up. Okay. Have a moment on the mat. Let's just come into Shavasana. In whatever way feels right. So we haven't done anything too busy this morning. We've just been really gentle with the body, some movements with standing postures. But it's always nice just to take yourself down to the mat and just reflect for a few moments. Tune into your body. Work through your chakras, just glancing at them, noticing if anything feels a little bit more freed up, that may have felt a little bit stagnant or blocked earlier. Perhaps your forehead or your mind feels a bit more clear. Perhaps it feels easier, a bit more easier to breathe. How does your digestive system feel? So let's draw our knees in, have a little hug. It's always nice to have a self-hug, especially on International Day of Yoga. Feeling pleased with ourselves that we're on our mat. Let's come into bridge. So it's a really lovely one for your spine and lovely and supported on the floor. So bring feet hip distance apart, close to your buttocks, palms face down at the side of you. And we're just going to come up and down, a bit like a wave motion, using the breath as the guide. Before we come up, just engage the abdominal muscles and pull in on that pelvic diaphragm. So when you're ready, inhale, push through the heels, coming up. And as we exhale, we're just going to start to roll down. Do this really nice and slow and controlled. We bring the upper vertebrae down. Keep the tailbone curled forward as we bring lumbar. That connects to the mat, and then the sacral and tailbone allow the lumbar just to roll up into that arch again. So inhale, coming up. Push through the heels, feel engaged in the buttocks and your thighs and lower back. And then we'll slowly exhale, roll down. Still feeling that engagement and strength through your legs as you bring your body down nice and slowly. Almost feeling like each vertebrae you can notice when it touches the mat. Coming up again. Deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. Coming all the way down. Mind and body and breath moving together. Let's do one more. Inhale. And as you come up again, awareness of how the spacing is planted with your feet, whether it's inner edge of the foot or outer edge that's getting most of the support. Just try and equal that out. And then we'll come down. Nice and slowly. Take a moment in Shavasana, just extend your legs out. Only about 4 of those that we did. Just noticing the tingly movement of chi and prana through your body now. Backs of your legs. And feeling sort of the vibrancy in the belly. Solar plexus, sacral, root chakra, heart chakra, even throat. Lovely one for all of those energies. Deep breath, lovely long sigh. Whenever you do that, really notice how much you let go through your body. So we'll draw knees in, come into happy baby after we've just had a little rock. because it's lovely for the hips and sacral area of our body, lower back. Drawing feet up to ceiling. And if you can plant the hands on the planter of your feet, great. If not, around the ankles. And if that's really difficult today for whatever reason, you can always have the hands on the backs of your thighs, like just behind your knees. Just alternative ways of holding onto the body. If you can just take a little gentle rock here. It doesn't have to be a really big rock, almost a soft sway. Feel your spine gently rocking onto the muscles either side of your spine. Notice how much tension you're holding in your abdomen and your belly. And see if you can just soften that. Okay. Gently draw the knees in. And then having a moment, let's come up to seated. So extend your legs out in front of you. We'll work through some seated postures and some stretches today. So one pose that we often move past quite quickly is Dandasana, staff pose, because it's almost just like sitting here with your legs out, but actually it's actually quite a difficult pose to hold for any length of time. So bring your feet into a flexed position to start with and have a lovely lift through your body rather than slouching. Remember that cord, like someone's pulling that up from your head. And then just bring your hands either side of you. Maybe your fingers touch, maybe your palm touches. And come into this staff pose, Dandasana. It's actually quite difficult to hold this in this amount of tension for any length. So we'll just take a few breaths here. Noticing how this feels. Quite engaged through our thighs perhaps and our legs. And then we'll just release out. You can really feel the difference when you let go, can't you? Let's do head to knee. So draw your left foot into the top of the right thigh. Again, just walk out the sit bones, so padding of the buttocks and sit bones connect. Still with a flexed foot. We'll inhale, take the arms up. Keeps that length through the spine, and exhale gently comes forward. Only wherever your body allows you to do it today. Let the arms just float down either side of the leg. And still with that flexed foot, so being engaged in the muscles. Take a nice deep breath in. Your body kind of naturally lifts, and as we exhale, it's that opportunity to bring the body forward, chest to thigh, rather than head to knee. It's called head to knee pose, Janu Sirsasana. But that, you don't want to curve the spine here. Not when we're doing it in Hatha and we're engaged. Just keep using the breath. Where do you feel it most? Is it thigh, hamstring, back of the knee or calf? Or maybe you're feeling this stretch more in your lower back or the outer parts of your lower back. Take a moment to explore. And then I also quite like to team this with a yin pose because this does cross over with yin. So if you want to, you can relax your foot, take the flex out of it. Your leg might roll. My one always twists outwards. And then rather than keeping such a straight back, just allow everything to soften and become more passive rather than active and engaged. The muscles are passive.